The Candle of the End of Crises. From the book, The 19 Candles, by Matthew Japheth. Just as every song, book, dynasty, and star will come to an end, so will a crisis. Nothing in the universe is eternal or everlasting, and a crisis is no different. While a crisis may be long and difficult to endure, rest assured that no crisis spans an entire lifespan. Indeed, the beginning of every crisis carries with it a promise, and that promise is, "This too shall pass." Let this reality be a comfort to you when a dilemma has driven you to a dark and sorrow-filled place. Know that this crisis will inevitably expire, and you will remain. We have looked intensively at how to become a good crisis manager and learnt coping techniques and strategies. But can we actually prevent a crisis from occurring? The answer is no. A crisis is a natural part of life and serves to bring about change and forward movement in our lives. However, just because crises will happen, that doesn't mean that we are powerless to prevent any of them. Indeed, there are some crises that we bring about through our own deeds and actions in life. The kind of life that you lead can be the cause of some, but not all, forms of crises. If you lead a deviant lifestyle that is full of decadence and excess, you expose yourself to more possible dilemmas. If you lead a life where you are focused on money and power instead of spiritual growth, you invite dilemmas into your life. The reason for this is that a crisis arises to change our thinking or our place in life, and when you lead unwholesome lifestyles, you in turn need more dilemmas to try and turn you around. A crisis exists to bring change, and an unsavory lifestyle demands more change than an agreeable one. The way we treat others also has a big impact on the amount of crises we will face in our lives. If we are kind and considerate to others, not only will we experience less crisis situations, but we will also have allies to help us through them. If we treat people unfairly and without respect that they deserve, the universe will seek to change this behavior in us and send us more difficult situations to overcome. These crises are made more trying due to the amount of enemies we have created through our poor behavior. The actions we take in our daily lives can and do have an effect on the amount and degree of crises that we face. Therefore, we need to try and do the good things in life as a type of prophylaxis against possible crisis situations. We need to attempt to live lives that are free from violence, negativity, disrespect, and unsavory practices. People who disrespect others, worship material things, and seek to lie and deceive open themselves up to continued crisis and heartbreak. Make a good example of yourself for your team, family, and friends. Make sure your values are wholesome and that your motivations are pure. Treat everyone, including your enemies, with respect and forgive quickly. Do good deeds for others and don't seek material wealth, acknowledgement, and fame. Be grateful for all you have and be honest in all your dealings. All crises will end no matter how you deal with them. Some will end more successfully than others depending on how well you manage them. But don't be discouraged if you dealt with a situation poorly. No person in the world is perfect, and you won't be able to manage every dilemma without fault. The truth is that all humans are imperfect beings, and there is nothing to be ashamed of. Other chances for you to showcase your crisis management skills and techniques will arise in time. Righteousness and goodwill in times of peace will keep you out of the path of multiple crises. So choose the good side of life. Your life will be filled with opportunities and moments where you will need to choose between doing the right or the wrong thing. Sometimes the wrong thing will be easier, but don't choose this option. Even if doing what is right is more difficult, endeavor to do so. Don't harm anyone with your actions and never seek revenge or retribution, no matter what the circumstances. as this is sure to result in a crisis for you. Being on this good side of life offers a measure of protection against crisis situations, and will even help you to manage the invariable crises as well. All crises carry with them a glimmer of hope. We must allow this hope to persist, because it is the light that tells us that no matter how dark or difficult our circumstances may be, they will eventually end. Without hope, we are doomed to live in fear and misery, forever stuck in the revolving door of crises. At the end of a crisis, you should take time to reflect on the events that occurred. Look at how they came about and ask yourself honestly if they may have been caused by something present in your lifestyle. If you can do this, then you can make the necessary changes to prevent reoccurrence in the future. Look at the way you managed the crisis and ask yourself what you could have done better. Learn all you can from the crisis and then take time to recover and regain your strength. If the ending was good, then be happy. And if it was sad, be grateful that it has at least come to an end. The beginning of a crisis is also the promise of an end, because every crisis will have an ending. This is the candle at the end of crises, a bright light that lets us know that nothing lasts forever. While we can take steps to reduce a crisis, we can also take comfort in knowing that no matter how difficult or painful a situation might be, we have the power and resources to overcome it and continue on the journey of life. Conclusion. The power that a crisis holds over us is not determined by the crisis, but by you. Your lifestyle, actions, attitudes, and determination play the most important role. You may not always be in control of a situation, but you are always in control of yourself. I hope that these 19 candles have helped you understand the nature of a crisis and crisis management, and that you feel empowered now to overcome the difficult situations that arise along the path of life. So, after figuring out the light of these 19 candles, show me, what is the light of your experience, the candle number 20?